everybody, and welcome to this episode for SalonBoss TV. Today we are talking about how to get your graduate from fearful to fully booked, right? How do you get them to go from being this cautious new stylist to confident and commercial? Because that's one of the biggest problems we have, is getting them from that, they've just qualified, they're going on the shop floor, and we want them day one to be running, to be commercial, to be running a column, and kind of have all that commercial awareness, like that they're rebooking, they're understanding white space, they're understanding targets, and that they're able to deliver these treatments and services to our customers the same as our more advanced stylist. So for those of you discovering the channel for the first time, I'm Jessica Crane. I'm a business coach for salon owners, and my goal is to help salon owners create generational wealth for their businesses, to elevate themselves, their business, their team, their family, and really live that lifestyle that they dreamt of when they first opened their salon door. Now, today I have two amazing guests joining me, Kate and Deb from Love Hair, and they're going to share with us exactly how they get their graduates to go from fearful to fully booked. How do they get them to go from cautious to confident and commercial? Because in order to have a profitable salon, we need to have commercial stylists and therapists, right? Kate and Deb, tell us a little bit about you guys.
Hi, I'm Kate and
I'm Deb.
Lovely to meet you.
So we started Love Hair University during lockdown. Actually, it was our silver lining, and it's what we did initially because we needed to reach out to our graduates and try and teach them while we were locked down. But we actually kind of started to look at the problems that we needed to address.
And this was pre-COVID, so the problems that we'd initially had was you'd have your graduate and then getting them from a apprentice to a graduate, there was like a massive gap, thinking that they were like not good enough for the salon floor, not feeling confident enough. So this lockdown, although it was horrendous, gave us the time to really think about how we can get them from the graduate stylist to being a commercial stylist. So we
realised there was such a gap in that transition, in their development. It was like, hey, you're not an assistant anymore. Tomorrow you're a stylist. And it is a really review-rich culture, and I think it's really quite scary for them. And I think we didn't grow up in that environment. They're probably a lot more aware of it than we are. And we just didn't want them to feel thrown to the wolves. And we also realised that there's a fair few things that they need to understand about their role and commitment to the salon as well, because they hold your entire reputation really in their hands, because they're the most available stylists. And there's just so much unsaid in this transition about what the expectation is, how to manage your client's expectation, and when to be honest and report back to you and ask for help and mentorship. Really, it isn't just a case of here's your contract, you're a stylist. You really do need to mentor them in that transition.
It is. So when we were in lockdown, we decided to create lessons for them so they could carry on their learning whilst we couldn't physically teach them. And we noticed they had a really, really good results in it. So we did that for a little while when they got back, and we were way too busy to even think about training them physically. So they had the online education, and realizing that they were getting such good results from it, we decided to launch it as an online education as well. So it's been working really well, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose, to be honest, it took out a lot of the repetition having it on a digital format, because training them from being an apprentice, and now they're really starting to get it. And you need to just go over, colour correction, colour theory, toning, the difference between when you use an alkaline toner and an acid toner. And so much of it can actually just be like, watch the video or recap on this. And if you've inherited a graduate from another salon or from college, there's so much of it that that they haven't taken on board in a commercially driven, up-to-date, on-trend salon, that you can kind of tailor make it so that they get all those necessary lessons. And I think the other thing that we feel that was really good about creating the online university was just the fact that they can go into it at their own pace with the drip fed lessons, and they also felt they've got something else that they could bring to the table to the team as well, something that they could share with other people. So yeah, instead of feeling that they were just like carbon copies of the stylist before them and couldn't think any different, that wasn't kind of allowed, that they were actually learn to level up and own it as well.
Yeah, and because it's not just the stylist that has that pressure of overnight going from a graduate to a stylist, but the salon has that pressure because now you've got to pay them more, you've got to, you've got all the financial pressures of that transition as well. So how does Love Hair University help them understand those financial pressures as well and take responsibility for themselves in that transition?
So our philosophy is the 80-20% rule. So obviously you need to get your graduate 80% booked out before you're thinking they're actually paying their own way and making you a profit. So that was our main focus. Like, we don't want them hanging out on the salon floor because that just gets them a little bit lazy. We need them to get their clients in the seat and start working. So we started off introducing a membership. So we did the blow dry membership, and that just really helped with their confidence and the repetitive of the same client coming to see them and getting rapport with them. So they're kind of like confident. So you can see them on the salon floor. Once they've done their hair a few times, they're just like so confident. So we started with that, and then our young girl Chelsea actually came to us in her review, and we were like, what do you want to achieve? And she said, I want to have a good wage packet in December. So that was her goal. So then we've gone on to now create packages. So not creating packages that are like giving massive discount or 50% off, but it's adding value. So now actually our girls are like 70-80% productive, and they are like really on target for hitting their goals. And we've added in this like a salon owners area in our membership to help with setting up subscriptions, copy and pasting a launch and pre-launch of different services, and just how to really get your graduates' white space filled out, because actually you don't want to be seeing like walking into the salon and seeing white space. Like, it's not good morale for like salon owners, and especially for graduates. They want to think, people want to come and see me and feel good about it.
Yeah, and I think also the fact that Kate's created these memberships and strategies, like starting off with the blow dry membership and then moving on to teen packages for the balayage. So it's growing them at a rate that they can cope with, and it's helping them transition into the different areas. So they're focusing on one area at a time, even with their clientele, if you like. And that was kind of started to drip feed in even before being, Alicia was just qualified and Chelsea nearly qualified. But having that little path of progression. So whilst they look like fully fledged stylists to the clients, they didn't feel that pressure from their peer group. They know they're on a little guided path, and that, stepping stones each step of the way, and everyone's cheering them on. You're doing good, instead of thinking, now I've got to turn up every day and wing it and be absolutely scared to death. Can I do this? Yeah,
because that's the thing, isn't it? I don't know if you guys ever had this, but I can remember being, new to a salon or just qualified, and people would be like, grow your column. And secretly inside, I'd think, I have no idea what that means. Like, I get the concept, but I don't know what actual actions you want me to take to make that happen. So these clear directions and these clear paths is like, these are the actual steps and the actions that you need to take to be commercial. And so that this transition between qualifying and being this 80, 85, 90% fully booked staff member is a clear progression and a clear route, right? So that they don't have that stress of And also, nobody wants to admit and say, I have no idea what you're talking about. Like,
Exactly,
so yeah, I need to be busy, but how do I actually do that? Like, a lot of new stylists have that fear, don't they? They're like, I don't actually know what this means in a practical term, right? So yeah, that's absolutely amazing for them to have this clear path and this clear progression route. And for the salon, like, I know you guys have been on Systemize for a while and you've hit some like amazing net profit results, and when you've got those foundations in your salon, like, it just becomes a matter of you can rinse and repeat. Like, we already have the core foundations, we have the numbers, we have the structure, we have the marketing, we have all of those things. Now whenever we need or have a new member of staff, we can just repeat the same process again, right? And that's the thing with Love Hair University, because it's all online again, you can do this with every single member of staff and have them to a particular standard where they're all being consistent, and you're shortening the time of that gap. Because I think that's one of the problems that I noticed with salons is the cash flow and the profitability of your salon will depend on how long you can tolerate that gap to be, right? Because and are you forecasting that cash flow and that problem as well, right? How long can you afford your graduate to be qualified and to be 80% and paying their own wage, right? Is it 3 months? Is it 6 months? And why would you not want to collapse that time, right? Why would you not want them fully booked as soon as they're qualified, as soon as your financial responsibilities have increased? Why would you not want to collapse that time and get them commercially driven and commercially ready ASAP, right? So what would be your top tips of getting your graduate from fearful to fully booked? Like, give me 2 top tips that other salon owners could do that you guys have done.
So this sounds like a really, really simple one, but having either a mini photo shoot in the salon or for them to take pictures of their work, even if they're like someone that works in the salon, it's the back of their hair and they put a gloss on it, take a really, really good after picture. You know, clients see visuals, they think, I want that hair. So, you know, if they've done it, take a picture and put it out there. Also taking pictures of them on the salon floor, because say Betty might have seen one of the girls like shampoo and think, oh yeah, she's a junior, but actually they've not seen them in the aspect of the stylist and how they are acting as the stylist. So having that on your socials, and you know, just so clients are getting to know the younger team members and respecting them as a stylist. So I think that's my number one.
Amazing. Like raising their authority, isn't it?
Absolutely. And praising them on their journey as well. So she's now, you know, a balayage queen. She's not just the blow dry membership girls, and let them kind of like grow. And then cutting was the big thing though. So we just did a model call for them, so saying, hey, our girls are really throwing themselves into short haircuts, and we need your help because not too many of you are having them at the moment. So anybody who's got a family member or friend that does, can we just get them all piled in, because Chelsea and Alicia are just like really on their short haircuts this month. So that
is in the membership as well, with the model form. So we'll teach you how to create a model form, and that is like our tip number 2. It's just to, if your graduate is struggling with any area, get a model in, and then you can really smash it out. I decided to do it so you have a short hair model in every day until you actually get it and feel completely comfortable that you can do it in your sleep. So, you know. Yeah.
And I think this model membership is really good. Like, you don't even have to advertise it externally, but you can advertise it internally. And you might have, and I know that I definitely did, you have those odd clients who maybe they are an ideal client and they're an amazing client, but maybe something's happened in their circumstance that they can't afford to come to their particular stylist anymore, right? And I can remember having a girl and she was like, oh, Jess, I'm saving to buy a house, and I don't know if I can come as often or whatever, because my prices were quite high compared to everybody else. So I was like, do you know what? In the next 6 months, why don't you come to night school? So we used to have a night school once a week. I was like, why don't you come in? I was like, it's ran by a stylist. We oversee everything. Come in and do night school for 6 months. And then when you've bought your house, you can rebook your appointments back with me, right? And this is what she did. And she was like, perfect. So there's those odd clients who maybe their circumstances have changed, but we still want to retain them in our salon. So why don't you come in with our upcoming stylists, and then when your circumstances change again, you can come back in with whoever, or they might even stay with them, right? And then be their full paying customer as well, right? So this way, when we get those challenges about price and they are an ideal client, that can also be like a backup option. Okay, fab, well, why don't you come on to our graduate membership, and you can have like 4 blow dries a month, 1 colour a month, 1 cut a month, and it's this much. And that way they're paying less, but they're still in the salon, they're still getting the same service, and we're still nurturing them as a client, right? So we can have all these wider options, and it still suits us as the salon as well.
Yeah, 100%. And you'll probably find that client then will be with the graduate, and as they work up the ranks, they will follow through. So they'll still kind of eventually get to the top rank and
beat
still,
them down. Yeah. But then this is where it's a great tip, because you see, graduates don't get models for stuff they don't like. They don't know people that have what they don't want. So this model form, this actual promotional form that we created, was because we thought we shouldn't have to be doing this, but we do have to do this because it's just not happening. They're never bringing in models for short haircuts or things that they don't love right now. And so they literally are not cutting it. So Kate created the form, and bang, we had so much. We've actually gained new clients from it, because they're people from all around that short-haired people know short-haired people, and they want someone that's really good at it as well, and they have to come really regular. So it might be a cost issue because of how regular a short haircut needs doing. So now we've got loads of short-haired people, which has worked out really well. And if we hadn't put out that like model form, you're just on a hamster wheel. Where's your model? Why haven't you got a model? You need to do short. So,
it becomes draining for you and the graduate as well, doesn't it? And we want to kind of get those slick processes in place that are automated, so that we're taking that stress and that hard work and that mundane out of the training, and elevating it and problem solving. And that's what, for me, makes Love Hair University innovative, because it looks at all these problems and creates whole new solutions to them. So tell us a little bit more about what people can expect once they get into Love Hair University.
Well, we deal with worst case scenarios, where if you go on a colouring course or a cutting course, the model has just got the perfect base 7, and she's going to need to be like a really nice clean blonde, and hey, it's going to be on target. There's not going to be any problems. There's not any box dyes underneath it or anything like that. So we created it for commercial worst case scenarios and the choices that you have to make, and also to teach them their role in the salon, that they have to say, if it's outside of their remit, say, look, I know you booked in for a full head of highlights, but this is actually a colour correction, and I'm not a colour correctionist. We need to look at what we can do for you today, and we maybe need to rebook you, instead of them setting themselves up for failure. So there's a lot of managing clients' expectation, which Kate then created the consultation form.
Yeah, and it's not just like your cutting and colouring, although we cover that in like real in depth. It's sort of managing expectations, taking great pictures, how to use hashtags, and create sort of your hook story offers, so people kind of book in with you. And then our newest one is the hair extensions. So obviously now MBQ covers hair extensions, but I think one of our girls did it, and it was just, you literally just had to fill in paperwork. It wasn't even physically doing hair extensions. So we've gone through now, so we will teach you how to apply bonded hair extensions for filling out sides, ultimate volume, and extra length as well. So that is like our newest subject.
I think going forward, I think this is possibly going to be quite a big problem for the salons, because you guys know, and obviously Kate, you've won awards in hair extensions, and you know, everybody, how many times did in our group when we all get together, everybody is like, Kate and Deb's hair extensions are phenomenal, right? Everybody wants to go to Kate and Deb for their hair extensions. And the thing is with hair extensions, they're one of those things that they have to be right. They have to be like bad hair extension. You can just tell a million miles away. And the problem for the salon is not just the client result, but the cost. If we are messing this up, that is a big cost to the salon, the cost of the hair, the cost of the time, the cost, like, if you get it wrong, it's going to have a big negative impact, right? They have to be executing that service correctly, because otherwise, and I think that's why a lot of salons do give up with hair extensions, because if you're not doing it right, you might as well not do it. Because if you're having to redo them and incur all these redo costs, you're going to be hemorrhaging money, like you're going to be losing money hand over fist, right? And we can't afford to do that on our treatments and services. So I think like one of the biggest things for Love Hair University, and one of the things that the salons can't afford not to do, is to make sure that their graduates are trained properly in delivering these treatments and services. So I think that is going to be a huge bonus for Love Hair University. And I know that you guys also separated that piece, didn't you? So even if people just want that kind of gap of knowledge in hair extensions for that graduates, that's available as well. Is that right?
Yeah, we've just made that as another course because we've had quite a few people ask about it, and obviously with the awards I've had a bit more sort of feedback from it, so people are really struggling in that area. So we've gone through and 3 different looks and how to promote them.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a no-brainer, isn't it? Like if you are a graduate, or even for stylists that haven't dabbled in hair extensions that much, right? And you know, you want to learn from an award-winning hair extensions artist, like why would you not? So tell us, ladies, how can people find out more about Love Hair University, find out more about you guys?
So obviously the usual channels are our Instagrams, which is Love Hair Broadway, Love Hair University. However, if you want to know more about the courses that we are doing, we've got the link below in the description of this YouTube. So yeah.
So you can find us on Instagram, Facebook, all the usual social medias, and www.lovehairbroadway.com.
Fab. Thank you, ladies, and I hope that everybody watching, you have gained something from those top tips, and make sure that you have really are implementing and focusing on that path to getting your graduate from a new graduate to that commercial savvy stylist, so it can help you get your salon profitable in the fastest time possible. So if you want to find out more about Love Hair University, just click the link that's in the description below this video. Ladies, thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and highlighting this problem that we are facing as an industry as well, because I think the other thing that this ties in with is most salons are struggling to recruit. And if you have this clear pathway of where these people are going, what they're going to achieve, and they're excited and they're motivated, that's also going to help you to recruit better people, right? So it all fits in together, doesn't it? Like all these pieces of the jigsaw that you need as a salon owner, so that you have a happy team, a driven team, a profitable salon, a profitable business. And it all starts with having the right foundations in place. And Love Hair University is one of those foundations to really closing that gap in the shortest time possible. So thank you for sharing today, ladies. And let me know in the comments if today's episode has helped you. Thank you, everybody, and we'll see you all again soon.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.